Never seen this many self-deportations, immigration lawyer says on Newsmax.
Is notching a win at the southern border as the number of migrants illegally crossing into the U.S. falls dramatically. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem sharing those startling numbers with News Nation's Allie Bradley, a whopping 95% drop in migrants since January. News Nation's Jorge Ventura is live for us in San Antonio. So, Jorge, could we possibly see an even lower number of migrant encounters in March?
Well, Kelly, sources confirming to News Nation that in the first 12 days of this month, the daily illegal crossings total is at 2,927. That's an average of just 244 for the first 12 days of March. And if that trend does continue, we could see those daily migrant encounters finish lower than February. And President Trump is taking a lap in that reaction to those lower numbers in decades. President Trump taking to Truth Social to say, quote, "Thanks to the Trump administration policies, the border is closed to all illegal immigrants. Anyone who tries to illegally enter the USA will face significant criminal penalties and immediate deportation." Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, speaking with News Nation's Allie Bradley, Noem says illegal crossings are down 95% since Trump took office in January during her border visit on the border in Nogales, Arizona.
This is an announcement to the entire world. America's borders are closed if you want to come here illegally. We only want people in our country who love America and want to follow our laws.
Since January, the Trump administration has ended the CBP-1 app, pressured Mexico to deploy troops to its northern border to curb migration flow to the U.S. border, ended catch and release by Border Patrol, and reinstated the Remain in Mexico policy.
95% fewer migrant crossings on the border. 2,000 in March. 95% down. They converted the CB1 app where you could go, the migrants can come across the border and book and go to a sanctuary city and get hooked up with food and stay in a nice hotel. And then they turned it into the CB Home app, has ET as the picture on the app. Amigos go home. They have to rewrite and redo everything that the Biden administration has done. Open border policy, all of this. ICE made a stark warning because people have been consistently filming and leaking material or leaking these raids. And they got to tell these folks, hey, step back, because people are filming with their phone, trying to be journalists or whatever they're doing, because their boyfriend, who's also a criminal or whatever, is getting deported. And ICE is saying, hey, you got to back up. So this is it's embarrassing. Yeah. Gina W says now they're chasing boats on a full ocean. Yep. ICE, baby. Dun 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 dun. ICE, baby.
All new tonight, back up or else. That's the warning from federal agents conducting immigration enforcement. Some say it's a scare tactic. Others say it's a good move for safety. Our chief investigative reporter, Lynn Kawano, explains the change.
ICE does not use crime scene tape, but say they will now establish a perimeter when doing operations to keep the public back. Advocates taking cell phone videos of immigration activity up close will not be allowed anymore.
I support 100% the First Amendment right to not agree with us on what we're doing. However, I just ask that they allow my agents to do their work, because there's a fine line between interfering in what we're doing and then protesting.
Homeland Security investigations, which includes ICE, has been mandated to pick up undocumented people. In Hawaii, operations have spread throughout the islands, with the most notable arrests in Kona, where multiple immigrant families have been picked up and deported. A woman and her children, a man and his 7-year-old, a Konawaina elementary school student. Videos of the raids have sparked social media outrage.
We'll ask them to step back. And if they don't do that, then at that point, we will warn them again. Once they interfere in that, then we will have to take legal matters against that.
They have a right to film police officers, but they don't have a right to obstruct justice, obstruct an investigation, interfere with police officers doing their duties. So really, this is actually a good thing on the part of the agencies to tell people, hey, look, if we're doing these investigations, you need to step back, because if you get too close, we'll deem that to be interference and we will arrest you.
Advocates say the boundaries need to be defined so that the public can still document the event.
Clearly identify to the public where they can and can't go. However, I'm starting to be under the impression that ambiguity is the point. What are we afraid of? If we're out here just rounding up criminals and gang members.
So far, no one has been arrested for crossing into an ICE operation in Hawaii.
Reminds me of a little, there was a situation here in Las Vegas. There was an ice cream truck. And on the ice cream truck, it had like a big badge on it. And it said ice, real big. And then cream, really small. And people here were scared. They were saying that they were scared because they thought it was an ice truck dubbing as an ice cream truck. I don't know if that gentleman changed the graphics on his truck, but I don't think that it would be that obvious. Okay. You'd have to be silly if you were an illegal migrant, a criminal, and you went up to a truck that said ICE. This is just common sense. I have not been, I personally have not been to a Home Depot in a while. I know they used to hang out there quite a bit. I'm just being honest. They used to hang out there and ask for jobs. I don't know if they're still doing that. I don't think so. Illegals keep telling themselves by their foreign flags and vehicles. Busted. Exactly. Jessica Velasquez, I'm in Texas and the Border Patrol is everywhere. And look at this. Kristi Noem in El Salvador cutting a promo saying no mas.
Visiting this facility. And first of all, I want to thank El Salvador and their president for their partnership with the United States of America to bring our terrorists here and to incarcerate them and have consequences for the violence that they have perpetuated in our communities. I also want everybody to know, if you come to our country illegally, this is one of the consequences you could face. First of all, do not come to our country illegally. You will be removed and you will be prosecuted. But know that this facility is one of the tools in our toolkit that we will use if you commit crimes against the American people. Here at CCOT today, and
they're all just looking at the camera in the background with their shaved heads, shaved beards, tatted up, MS-13, Tren de Aragua tattoos, teardrop tattoos, and Kristi Noem is like, yo, you see this back here? You see this? This is where you're gonna go. El Salvador. Man, I wouldn't want to turn my back there. Yeah, absolutely, Ricardo. No. Yeah, James X. Those inmates will be thinking about her for months. They're all locked up in the same cell. These bunk beds, this is like a triple decker bunk bed situation going on here. They're definitely going to be thinking about her for the next couple months.